There we are, and I think it looks like we're live. So, hello, and
Hello.
welcome to Time of the Week,
where we always talk watches.
And occasionally drink wine. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers, cheers.
Cheers, viewers.
We're going to get some drinking at some point.
Yes,
Eventually.
on my day off, I have work in about 2 hours, so I refrain. It's okay. Maybe next week.
Yeah. Can you not go to work drunk?
I think they
Apparently
frown
that's
upon
not
it.
fun.
I think they might look at me like, "Oof, you don't deserve this job anymore."
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah.
After 12 months that you have, let's
yeah. Let's try to keep a job.
Oh.
Yeah. How's everyone's week been?
It's been good.
Flying by. Yeah. I feel like time is going so quickly. How is it February?
I was thinking the same thing. Do you remember last year, like January felt so slow and just prolonged, and now it's just like flying by really weirdly.
Yeah. I was thinking this is the most daylight I've ever seen in my life, because I'm usually working, like go to work in the dark, come back in the dark.
That's exactly the same. Exactly the same as me. Yeah. Usually, like when I leave, it's pitch black dark. When I come home, it's pitch black dark. And today, I could sort of see in front of me. It was great.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It actually hasn't been that cold here, at least. It's only snowed a few times. And in the last few years I've been here, it's been usually it just like dumps snow pretty much every week. So I've not complaining. I'm probably jinxing it. It's gonna snow a ton in the next month. But I'm enjoying the not too much cold, not too much snow. It's just enough.
Yeah. Slightly milder winter.
Yeah, not complaining.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Same. Right.
Shall
we start off with a wrist check?
Oh no, we're going to delay again.
Oh no. Bloody internet problems. It's because everyone's sat at home doing nothing. Like you're ruining our internet connection.
No, I've never had a problem before. And then it's starting too. So if you hear us like pausing, we're just waiting to hear.
Catch up. Yeah. I literally have to I turn my Wi-Fi off on my phone. I tell my other half to turn all of his gadgets off the Wi-Fi. I'm like, this is mine. Like, this is my hour.
Give me an hour. Yeah, basically.
Neither. Yeah, so what we're wearing.
Yeah. Do you want to go stateside? What are you wearing?
Sure. Today I decided to go with my Dan Henry 1964. Really awesome watch. I really love this one. It's a great panda dial. I have no complaints about it. I absolutely adore this watch.
What size is that one?
This one's like a 38, I believe. 38 and a half, something like that. So it fits really well. Really nice short lug, so it doesn't overhang on the wrist or anything. So I love it. I just love the look of it, and well, I've had it almost for a year now. I bought it last year in February, so it lasted all throughout the first part of the pandemic and now. So I love it.
Still going strong.
So I would hope it would last.
Yeah, same.
What you got, Lucy?
Today I actually remembered my watch, which is a step up on last week. We're rushing across the room halfway through, like, oh yeah, watch. Today I am wearing my vintage Raymond Vale.
Oh, is that a new strap on
it? It is, yes. So,
looks good.
It's like blue Omega, but you know.
Do you know how old it is?
Put on a Raymond Vale. I don't know with this one actually. I need to get the back off and have a little mooch. I think I need to do it with all my watches. That might be a weekend task. So I can make them all. I have this thing where I kind of want, photograph it and then put on the back sort of the model number, the year, maybe a little bit of detail about it. So what I would love to do is have a watch from, so I think my earliest one is 1920s. So have a watch from each decade from the 20s to now.
That would be awesome.
No, not decade. Aim high every year.
Literally every year. We'll start with decade and then sort of chop it down a little bit after that, I think.
Yeah.
It's a good plan. Dream big.
And we get a lot of customers, like when we're servicing their watch, say like, can you take photographs? And like we do, but we need to sort of almost start offering it. I think it'd be quite nice. Maybe a bit of a cost because it's quite time consuming to do it. But yeah, like if you want, we can photograph your movement. We can make a note of the serial numbers, and we can give you a bit of a history, see what we can find out about.
Yeah, maybe you should send them back with like a little booklet. Like when you take your cat, when you take your cat to the vet or your dog to the vet, and they have like the little record card, something like a little bit like that. I think could be a really good idea.
Something like that. Yeah, we do like a valuation, which is again is similar. It would have photographs and a bit of a detail. So yeah, some kind of post service thing like that. Yeah.
What about you then? What are you wearing?
I am wearing my Oris today. I went for a bit of a walk earlier through the woods.
So your walking watch.
It is a walking watch. It's like doesn't matter if it gets wet. It's kind of good to go. So yeah, and also a bit of a quick shout out to Oris who invited me to pub quiz on Friday, which was so
and you've got beers as well.
Yeah, and it was so well done. It was shout out the Big Fat Quiz Company. So I had an introduction from Oris, and then you log on to YouTube, and it's like you can join in the chat, like here, hello everyone in the chat. And the guy hosting it is actually like a quiz master. He does pub quizzes, so it sounds like you would be in a pub quiz in the background of the pub quiz, like the pub. And it was it's the closest I've come to being in a pub.
I miss those times.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, and he had all the banter and stuff like that. So it was good.
It's definitely something I miss.
Yeah, not much longer. But yeah, a few people in the chat already. Dave, A Visual Sound.
Hello.
I don't know who that is. Evan Roberts. Hi. Hello. Red Bar Southeast. Guy and Mark.
Yeah.
Well.
Hello, Mark. Hi. Yeah.
So I think we're going to.
Oh, Julian's just logged in as well. Hello.
Hello, Juliet.
There's been quite a bit of watch news this week, hasn't there?
Yeah, it was actually really busy.
Yeah.
Quite a bit to report.
So catch up. Yeah, I think maybe one piece each, and then onto the watches. I hate the strong word. Watches we dislike.
That's what I said. Yeah, I posted on my story too. I was like, watches that missed the mark.
Yeah.
Yes. Like they were close. They were just there's just certain aspects that kind of, just don't do it for me.
Yeah. I've sort of been playing on the disappointment, like the word disappointment. Like it's disappointing. Like I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Like when your parents tell you, "Oh, I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed in your decisions." Like completely fair. I get it. Not perfect.
Where did this come from? Why did you do that?
Yeah.
Have like a little brain malfunction or something.
Yeah.
Okay, should we kick off with a bit of news then? Who wants to go first?
I think so. I don't mind. I can go first. That's fine.
Yeah.
So I am a big fan of living the micro brand life as well. Inexpensive pieces, affordable.
Great Orange podcast as well. Sorry, interrupt there.
Oh, that's all right. Thank you very much. She was amazing. She's like crazy knowledgeable. It's insane how much she's done. And she was just like, oh yeah, and I did this, and oh yeah, and I created this tourbillon skeletonized watch that is going to win awards. And I'm there like, okay then.
And she's like 29.
Yeah. Wow. I'm like, I've not achieved that much in my life. if you did listen to the podcast, I did touch on this brand very briefly at the start of it, and it is the new Zelos Swordfish 40mm releases. I love these. Like, their dials are so interesting, and especially for the price point, I'm not sure you could get better. So you know when that's up.
Oh, yeah.
So that's just one of them.
That's cool.
So they're done.
They're sold out.
They're all sold out, which is really depressing because I was looking at them, but what they tend to do is they do smaller amounts. So they range from, so you've got a couple here for $269. And look, like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like the quality that you get, like the amount that you get of the watch, 200 meters, 40mm, Epic Loom. I really like them. And you get quite a lot of variety. So they don't tend to make too many of each piece, which does sort of make them harder to get hold of. Hopefully not the Rolex effect. But I should have bought this.
Yeah.
So that is the Meteorite dial, and it's so cool.
That's cool.
Like, it's really cool. So that's really depressed me looking at these again today. I was only looking at these the other day. But they have such a variety, and I know these are just the new releases that are sold out, but they do have quite a lot on their site as well, which I'm really excited about. And it says there, the bronze edition will launch in 1 to 2 weeks as well. So
keep an eye out.
I know Ricky's got the one of the bronze editions as well, and he absolutely loves it. He genuinely thought it was like a couple of £1,000, and it was, I think it was about $350. And he really rated it. So I'm going to keep an eye out for a bronze piece, I think. I want to see how they age, like in person.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool to see. So yeah, I'm really excited about those ones.
Very. Derek in the chat says he's got the Meteorite and the Burgundy.
See, you've got them all. Derek's got them all.
It's you.
He's buying them all up. He's going to be selling them on eBay.
Oh, I hope not. For like double or triple the cost.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I like that. All right, shall I jump in with mine?
Yeah.
My lovely Bremont. No, click the wrong button there. It's not really the season for sport, but the rugby is coming back.
Any excuse to get excited about something. So
I'm going to go back a bit, actually. So Bremont are the official timekeepers for the English rugby and Twickenham something rugby. And so they brought out the two chronographs, which actually is the same model as my watch. It's the Alt 1C, but it's got a few differences there, and I love that big strap. Might have been last year, must have been year before last. And then they've just brought out this new little dived style watch. I think it's based off the 301. But yeah, I quite like it. I like that they're it's not going to load now, is it? Come on. Yeah, I like that they've got that English connection. It's British brand. They've always had lots of associations with really cool companies, and they've got the rugby. What I did find, hang on, depends on how much I scroll. No, I did find a large picture of this of the gentleman there. Oh, there we go. For anyone who wants to see rugby players.
This is what the British rugby players look like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not quite American football players. But,
not quite American football with their shoulder pads and helmets.
Yeah.
They actually play a sport. Football is football. I hate football. They play for like 10 seconds and then they take a break. And I hate football. So this is a sport. This is like
I will never understand why America calls rugby football and football soccer. Like, why is it called football when you barely use your feet?
I know. There's one kicker. That's his only job is to kick the ball, and then everything else is they throw it, and then they tackle each other, and then there's a commercial, and then they throw it again. Literally, that's how the NFL makes money. Is they do commercials. That's it. So I don't get it either. It's not my sport. I don't get it. But yeah, I like watching rugby. Every once in a while, if I see it on, it's like it's so cool. Like I don't really understand the rules or anything, but just watching it is so cool. They're really cool.
It is, it's rough. And,
they say football is a gentleman's game played by thugs, and rugby is a thug's game played by gentlemen.
Oh,
I think that's saying.
I like that.
And also like British football, European football, they like fall over and they hit their leg and they're like, oh, my head, or something stupid like that. And then like all the midgets come out and it's like a big panic. And then they're like, oh no, I'm okay, and carry on. Rugby, they're like punched in the face, like
they're like, let's go.
Your nose like hanging off.
Carry on.
Yeah. I like to watch as well, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. So keep an eye out for that. Well done to Bremont, really. I think it's quite a nice association for them to have.
Yeah, it's cool.
Sure, definitely.
And Sam,
the only thing that upsets me a little...
Go ahead.
No, carry on.
Go on. I was just going to say the only thing I didn't really like about that watch was where the crown was.
Yeah, it's at the 4 o'clock crown, isn't it? Sorry, we didn't talk about the watch very much, did we? But
it's just slated American football.
Yeah,
that
was that it. I just say it's 2 o'clock crown.
Yeah, it's the 2 o'clock crown, which is even weirder than a 4 o'clock. So, but I'd have to get used to that. I think
I would have to try it on and see, just to see how it would feel, because I have a few 4 o'clock crowns that really don't bother me. They're just kind of meld into the watch, and it's not like they stick out too much or anything like that. So I don't know. It would just be one of those things you have to see in person and judge.
I was setting a watch the other day that had a 4 o'clock crown, and I was like, I think it was a Squale, and I didn't really. It's really stupid, isn't it? It's only at 4 o'clock, but you're like, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
it's like the tiniest difference, but
it's a big
difference. Yeah, I get you.
Change. What about you then, Sam? What have you got?
Yeah. So Scottish Watches actually shared this on their page, on their Instagram, so I'm going to share it. This is the new Zenith El Primero, green case, very different. That's really cool. I thought the case is really cool. You don't see the whole case a different color. Usually they don't just kind of go for stainless steel or whatever color they're going for. So I like that variation. Very cool. I think we've talked about this on other Scottish Watches Live about skeleton, watches or tourbillons and everything. Not the biggest fan of that. I feel they're very hard to read. I like the hands just don't pop enough to see what time it is. I guess it's what 10:03, I guess, but it would take me a second to really read it. It's just a lot. It's very busy. I think it looks great, but it's just not my style. Not really.
Yeah. I think I like that it's called the Jungle. I like the green, the jungle.
Yeah.
I don't know how good it would be in the jungle.
Yeah.
I think it is like looking through the jungle. It's just a mass and a blur.
I can't see.
I
try and read the time.
I feel like some of them, a case back is one thing. Yeah, I'm all for open case back. That's something I really enjoy. But when it comes to on the face of the watch, sometimes it's just too busy. It doesn't really need to be, I get what they're trying to do, but like I said, I want to read my watch and not try to stare at it and be like, I don't know, maybe 10, maybe 4, who knows? Yeah. So that's just me, but I do like the color of the whole case instead of making maybe just the bezel green or something like that. I think it was a good concept, but other than that, it's just not my style personally.
Yeah. Maybe I see more of the green cases and the green straps combos on like a better dial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think maybe what they should have done is skeletonize the sub-seconds dial and then had an open case back, so you still get to see the movement. And you can still sort of get a glimpse of the movement through the dial, but you can actually read the time, which is primarily what a watch is for.
Yeah.
And there's I'll show the picture again, and there's 2 sub-dials too.
You're not
that I don't know. What am I reading? I'm not sure what the first one on the right one is, or on the bottom one. I couldn't tell you. So that's a bit odd of a choice. I would have to read into it of what it does, but yeah.
No, too much.
Yeah, it's too busy.
Yeah. So should we? I mean, that's a good way to kick us off on our brands we love with watches that we.
Pretty much gone into what do we hate today?
Mm-hmm. Dislike. It's a very, very strong word.
Yeah. We still love the brands. It's not brands we don't like. It's brands that we really love, and they've just let us down.
Disappointed us.
Yeah,
Time to Loon made a good point. He said it's the brown cars all over again that we were talking about the other week. So green watches are going to look god awful in 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I could see, just depending on how they're executed. I get it.
Yeah. I quite like the idea of having a green case and a green.
Something interesting.
Like I feel
I might do some research into it.
Yeah, I feel like the green Oris that came out last year. I think that's a great green, really great design. I feel because it's very similar to the other Aquas that have come out. I feel like it's obviously just a different color, but I feel like if the Zenith, I don't know, maybe it could over time kind of look weird. So I don't know.
I think if it had a better dial, like a less busy dial, it could age cool.
Ooh, that's what I'm thinking of. I think there's a AP Oak that's got a green waffle dial. Maybe I'm making that up. I can imagine that kind of camouflagey. Yeah.
But green case is excessive.
Yeah,
that'd be the interesting part.
Yeah.
Okay, who wants to kick us off with their first watches we dislike from brands we love?
I'll go for it. So
should we go around? Go around like we did. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we'll do that. So my first choice. I'm probably thinking most of you will agree with me. I hope. Anyway, Dave won't, but I think most of you will. It is the Tudor Back Bay P01. Why?
It's the crown.
Why?
Yeah, it's the crown. It's the crown.
That's it.
And the lug and the strap and the
It's not even just the crown. Like these bits don't bend.
Yeah, right.
They are just
right. It's just like a big solid case
on the side. Like none of these are flexible. It's just a lumpy piece of metal on you, on your wrist. Especially if you have a smaller wrist as well. Yeah, it's just because it's like filled in on the lugs as well. It obviously makes it look even chunkier. So add that to a chunky bezel. The crown with the crown guard. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the polishing choices on it either.
Yeah.
Or the strap choice actually either. So I think it's leather on the top and rubber underneath.
Yeah.
I mean that I don't mind saying that's the best bit of it. It's just too heavy. It's just too chunky. Okay, the design, the locking bezel design is good.
Oh yeah.
But
so apparently it's only the top end link that's hinged. So you can't actually remove the bezel properly.
That's weird.
Yeah.
What is the point?
Obviously, I haven't handled one of these personally, so I can't verify that. But the couple of reviews that I've read of it said that it's only the top end link that's hinged.
Yeah.
Make it a bit more difficult to do. Like the history of it is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in the 60s, I think. My notes. 1967. They came up with a prototype for the US Navy. They wanted like a bunch of specs, and obviously the Commando, which is what this is based on, was one of the prototypes that got put forward. It got rejected, and then for some reason
there's a reason it got rejected.
No idea.
it was too technical apparently, the original, but for some reason they thought in 2019, I know this watch did terribly back then. I wonder how well it will do now, even though we've already got very good established lines that we could expand upon. Let's just do this really random piece. So
I remember it coming out of Basel and just the day I saw it, was like, what? So what? Like I don't get it. I think it came out the same year as the Black Bay 58, like black. Really.
Not a fan either.
Is it room 101? Like that bin where you're allowed to put something in there?
Yes. Yeah, I think Tudor need to put this in that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sorry. But you know what? I wonder if it will become a classic, like a weird, maybe like some, some of the odd Amigas that are kind of now.
That's possible. I feel like maybe later on people will be like, this is so weird, I have to have it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But we'll follow Floatlight. He knows. There's a lot in the chat. Time to Loom said, someone call him Floatlight. She's smack talking his watches again.
I know.
And Marco said Floatlight is not known for being inconspicuous.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he'll probably have every single one of these watches that we're talking about here. So we're all going to end up in his bad books after today.
I don't know if he has my choices.
That's fine.
Should I
take him up? Go for it.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a kind of a bit of a backstory to this. So as you may know, you guys may know, watchers may know, used to work at Breitling. Loved my time at Breitling. Was very passionate about Breitling and the history of it. And the most iconic of Breitling watches is the Navitimer. So Navitimer, the phrase comes from navigation and timer, worn by astronauts, pilots, racing drivers, with the idea that you've got the chronograph, so you can start, stop. You've got the slide rule, so you can do calculations. It's the slide rule has two logarithmic scales for mathematical calculations, and you can work out.
Do you know what that means?
You can work out your fuel consumption and your speed just from on your mechanical watch just from turning the slide rule. And Breitling are one of the only companies that have the slide rule. But I'm going to come back to that later with my second rant. 65 years ago, they created the 806. I haven't got a picture of the 806 actually. The 806, which is like one of the most iconic Navitimers. The Navitimer then ranged and carried through with very little change until 2020, I think it was, when for some reason they decided to call this watch a Navitimer. So
Is
this
it really
Brightling
boring and
is
plain?
not an
It
Avatar.
doesn't do its job.
Right.
Yeah.
By all means, it's not a bad watch. It's, you know,
No.
they want to appeal to a lady. But it's not really a lady's watch. It's, what are you doing? It's not an Avatar. It hasn't got a chronograph. It's got diamonds. It's got mother of
Yeah.
pearl. No, I mean, I say no astronaut. I think Stephanie, she watches the world, might wear this in space. But
Yeah.
it's just, by all means, produce a watch with a bit of a Navitimer background, but don't call
Touch.
it Navitimer.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me angry. That's
I
my
know.
first one.
I've seen them in person. They look okay. They look cool. But I was the same way. It's like, why isn't there a chronograph? Why doesn't this say actual Navitimer?
Yeah.
I don't love the diamonds as the markers. Like, they just don't look as clean.
And they
rather
don't even
than
fit evenly with the slide rule. Like some of them sit like to the
Yep.
left of the some
Yeah.
like
yeah,
I've not even thought about that sort of detail.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's just they wear well. 35. It looks great. The shorter lugs look awesome. The bracelet's
Yeah.
great, but yeah, it's just missing just a little something, and it's obviously that the chronograph aspect and having just
It's the heritage that I'm like really annoyed about. Like it's, you know, the original. If I can go back a little bit here, I might take. But anyway, the original, the black dial, chronographs are gorgeous, and it's all that history behind it, and then they've just stuck this for another time.
Yeah. The history, the thought, the, you know, everything they put into the previous ones, and they've just gone, oh, we need one for women.
Yeah.
Let's make it sparkly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Time just needs a quartz movement in it.
I completely agree with that. Yeah.
It's kind of like I don't know if it's because it's 35 and they thought, let's just not make it a chronograph. Maybe it'd just be too much. Like, well, no.
I used to wear
even if they made it like a 36, if they made it like a 36, it would still work. Yeah.
I used to wear the Montbriand, which is the smallest size Navitimer. And I think that was probably about 36, 38. And that was, loved it. Good proportion. Still had the chronograph on it. It is a busy dial, but I think that's what's kind of the appeal with it.
Yeah, that's what.
You know how
part
like
of the timer,
oil and water doesn't mix. Like they're very, you know, very useful substances separately, and they've just gone, let's put them all into one, and it literally just sits like they don't blend at all.
Yeah,
nothing about this blend. Yeah. If they took away the markers, and obviously didn't call it an Navitimer, it could be a lovely little lady's piece.
Still the tide rule. It's okay. I'm all for women wearing men's watches, men wearing women's watches, but don't take something that's quite classically masculine and a tool watch. It's like no, they don't. But it's almost like putting a mother of pearl diamond dial on a Submariner. It's a sturdy tool watch. It doesn't need to be made pretty. So.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, if they wanted to make it women's, just make it slightly smaller, but keep all of the charm and all of the history of the original men's pieces.
Yeah, but
stop doing this.
Chronomat that we love, you know, the Chronomat is a historical Breitling watch, but they've done that. They've made that feminine, I think, in a nice way. Yes. Anyway, rant over. Breitling, I love you. I love the original Navitimer, but not this one.
Rant not over. We've got another half an hour here.
Yeah. Wow, we got more watches.
Come on then, Sam.
Right.
Your turn to rant.
It's my turn. I'm going to continue with this Breitling rant. Again, I actually do appreciate and love Breitling. However,
Dan is going to hate this episode.
Dan, I know, you're going to be like, why am I here? So this one is the Breitling Emergency. It's a titanium case. It's just atrocious. It is the first wristwatch equipped with an authentic dual frequency distress beacon. Why would you ever need this? I have no freaking clue. It is a huge watch. I've seen it before until I actually looked it up. It's a 51 millimeter watch. It is ginormous. This case just makes me upset. I know it's, and that extra, obviously the distress beacon on the bottom here just doesn't make any sense. I don't know where you'll be in the world where you're going to be needing a distress beacon, especially if you're by yourself or whatever. You shouldn't be there by yourself, probably. So I just don't get it. The numbers just look so off to me as well. Why are the 3, 6, and 9 so huge? I just don't.
This reminds me of, I don't know why, Batman. Like this is a watch. Well,
a little bit
low rent Batman would wear, I think.
yeah, just starting out Batman.
No, I reckon Iron Man. I reckon like it's a bit of a.
True.
Yeah. I kind of want to stand up for it a little bit. Titanium means it is a little bit more lightweight, although they did a steel version with like mother of pearl diamonds. Not okay.
No.
But and I know like some pilots. There was actually a guy who had one and crashed his plane, and they couldn't find him, but he wasn't wearing his watch at the time, so he died. I know.
Oh my gosh.
It could, because the idea is that if you crash a plane and they can't find, well, actually, there's another little sort of caveat to that as well. But if they can't find you, or I don't know, whatever, the plane should still emit SOS, but you can put it out and it can find you. But they actually changed the frequency, so the watch emitted on one frequency, but they changed the frequency that people searched for. So then the watch became useless because they weren't going to search on that frequency.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I guess if you're a big outdoorsy or you're a pilot, maybe go for it. It's $15,000, so it's not a cheaply easy to get watch. I don't know, on the website too, I think on like one of the main pages to promote the emergency, it's like people climbing Mount Everest. So yeah, sure, if you're going to climb Mount Everest, because one, it does cost a lot of money to do that. If you got an extra 15,000 laying around, sure, get it. It's all for you. I just don't see it as a very practical watch at all. So it's kind of like people always complain about like divers and like, oh, they only have 300 meters of water resistance. It's like, well, when are you ever going to be in that situation? It's not really like an everyday. It's gonna just really stick out. Like, it's titanium. It'll wear really light and really well, but it's gonna stick out on just like a block on your wrist. Yeah. So
the other thing, if say you're showing it to your friends and you're like, oh yeah, if you pull out the antenna, they come rescue. If your friend actually pulls out the antenna, two things. One, if they come and rescue you, so say a helicopter picks up on it and comes, you have to pay for the rescue fee if it's not a genuine emergency, and you then have to pay to get it serviced, which I think is like over £500 for a service to then get it put back in. And they do battery changes, so you can't, if its battery goes every 2, 3, 4 years, that you can't do a battery change. You have to have a full service at £500-600 every 3 years.
That's an investment. I just, that's a lot.
You are getting a lot of you're getting some stick for this choice, by the way, in the comments.
Derek says, no way, Sam, the emergency is awesome. Sure. Of course.
Arguably more useful than an Avitimer.
Yeah.
Mark Enzo said
you have to sign the contract.
Do you actually, that you won't use it unnecessarily?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's basically signing over that if you do use it unnecessarily, you will pay, because you literally signed to say that you won't use it.
And if you sell it, the when you sell it, the next person has to sign the contract as well.
That's something I'd be really nervous about. Like if I just like happen to like bump it or just I don't know, I'd be freaking out. I would be so if a friend was like, "What's that do?" Me, no.
Sam's just
Don't
too
touch it.
clumsy to own this watch. That's why she hates it so much.
Yeah, I'd be way too nervous.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we've got
In
some
the right
fair
circumstances,
feedback.
the perfect watch for about maybe 1%, probably less than half the 1% of the entire population.
Yeah, true.
For everyone else, it's hideous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone else, go get it.
Okay, should we go on? Lucy, what you got next?
Shall I go for my next one? This is purely based on aesthetics. Oh, I just can't.
Oh,
Why? Another just why would you do that? Like,
so it's a
first
dial.
off, bimetal is not my thing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Jubilee. That's about it.
Yeah, I do too.
And then it's just the diamonds and the Rolex. It's like you might as well stand at the top of a building and start shouting, "I have a Rolex," like at the top of your lungs. This is what it screams to me.
Yeah,
I agree. I think that's like a thing about Rolex is it doesn't have to be over the top flashy. It does the speaking for itself. So odd choice
like
that they did this. I mean, yeah, secret and mysterious. I don't think it is. Because on other models they have the diamonds, but it's just the actual dial itself that does not need to be done. Like, it's one thing to have like a chocolate dial. I mean, if they did that, it would be okay.
Yeah,
but not this.
It's like the chocolate dial. Go on.
It reminds me of a brand. I can't think what the brand is, but like, you get those like discount clothing shops, and there's that brand that's just like really like not gas.
Burberry, Louis Vuitton.
It's a little bit Louis Vuitton.
Kind
of. I can
of.
see it. There's bars in Mayfair, not Mayfair, like Knightsbridge, that have that as wallpaper. I'm sure I've seen something similar.
God, no, no, I just can't. I just can't. The bimetal with the chocolate dial, with the Rolex printing, with the diamonds, and no, it's exhausting. It's exhausting just looking at it, and you can just. I feel like I'm already imagining the type of person that owns it.
Yeah, I think Time Toon's got it.
They're not people. Roller saw.
Yeah.
Not so good. But yeah, we can bin that one.
Thanks. Fendi. Is that it?
Yeah. Versace.
Oh, yes.
The Versace.
Yeah.
It's just no. Come on then, Sam. What's your next one?
I'm going to continue. I don't know if I get. I should have got this next bit up and ready a little bit more. But I am going to continue on my little Navi timer rant because it just kind of
Breitling is getting hate today.
It is. We're going to have to put a lot of Breitling in our in the what do you call it? Right, so going back to the slide rule. So slide rule, yeah, fantastic. You can do calculations with it. It's a really new, unique design that Breitling came up with. I don't think when I looked it up, there's a couple of other brands that have tried it before but struggled. Again, the design of the casing is not really waterproof because the actual crystal rotates. So it's not just the bezel that goes around; the crystal goes around at the same time as well. So yeah, Breitling has had this design for years and years. They brought out again, I'm a little bit upset that it hasn't got the chronograph, but they brought out this Navitimer 41 automatic. Yep, you can see it. Got the knurled bezel, got the slide rule, clean dial, bloody. Then last year, love Hamilton, but Hamilton went and brought out this. I can't have the two side by sides. Just remember that, like, the Hamilton converter, which is just exactly the same watch. I should have tried to get the pictures side by side. They didn't even try. Like,
yeah.
It's the same hands, same slide rule, same. Actually, I meant to bring up a blue. There's a blue dial, so even the white and the red around the slide rule are the same. Well, the strap, it looks the same. The lugs look the same. But yeah, no, bezel's the same. So I'm just a little bit. I mean, fair play to Hamilton to try and recreate the Navitimer, but it's just the same watch, really.
Yeah, it's missing. It misses that chronograph for sure.
Yeah.
They made it 42 instead of 41, so that was inventive. I don't love it. It's very simple.
It looks like a direct copy, I think.
Right. There's nothing new to it.
Yeah.
Actually,
the price is a lot different. So,
true.
185 instead of 350.
Yeah, but I can't even saying this, but the Breitling definitely looks better. Like it's definitely more legible for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like the white and red just blurs into that black background completely.
Yes. Did it have a it might have had a blue version. Oh no, sorry.
It just doesn't look very legible at all.
Yeah. Sorry, I lost it. But so that was my other sort of mini rant. Yes, Breitling, great for the Navitimer, great for the slide rule. Nobody's attempted to do it, and then Hamilton have attempted to do it and just copied the watches.
Cool.
So, yeah.
It's not a watch I'll be purchasing.
Derek doesn't like the Hamilton design. I said, some serious problems. Everything outside the khaki range is hideous.
I don't know about that. Like, they do have some good pieces.
Some.
Like, to say all of them are hideous.
Hideous is a strong word. And for the price point, they're really well made. Great, like fantastic movements, and you can feel the quality. Khaki range is probably the best sold. So that was my rant there. Right, Sam, what you got?
Okay, I'm gonna go on to a little controversial one.
Okay,
but for me, this one is just doesn't do it for me. It's the Rolex Air King. It is a 40 millimeter oyster steel. It's just a lot going on. If you know a little bit about the history, they were made in 1945 originally, and a 34 millimeter case. They were considered a king because that was considered a large watch, but they did resemble more of a explorer. Just that simple. They did have the 36.9 on some. Some they just had simple markers indicating around the dial. And then they, made it a little bit bigger, 40, a little bit more chunky. I just really don't enjoy just all the numbers on it. I don't think it was necessary to put the 20, the 25, the 35, 40. It just doesn't do anything really. The green seconds hand is a little strange. I guess if you wanted to pop a color, go for it, and to match that green Rolex on the actual dial.
Yeah.
But I think, if they're trying to go for that original, look and feel, I think the Explorer does it way better rather than this one. It's very busy to me. I think Rolex does really good things when they're more simple, like you saw with Lucy's. You shouldn't put something that is just, we're gonna do something a little bit different, make more on a dial. It's like, well, that doesn't necessarily make it better, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
it's just not for me.
Yeah, I don't like the green logo on it.
It doesn't need to. Yeah, it would have looked great if it was white. It would have looked great.
I like that bit.
Really?
I don't hate the green Rolex, and I don't hate the green secondhand. What bothers me is everything else is black and white with, you know, the hint of green, and then you've got a yellow crown which looks like a cartoon, like chicken hair thing.
Yeah.
On top of it.
Yeah, I get that.
But I don't hate these pieces. I do think they're unnecessary to the line. You do have your explorers, and then you've got UOPs and your subs and all of those other things, and this just sort of is randomly on its own a little bit.
Yeah. What would you get? Like, what? Yeah, I struggle to see why you'd get that watch over.
Yeah, this one's just a bit
like it's trying to be a bit of everything, isn't it?
Yeah, because like I said, if you look at the previous, I'm not sure when the exact date when they started putting all the extra numbers on it, but just looking throughout the history of it, they looked so clean, and they were bigger watches considered, and but they looked so classy and timeless. I think that's something that Rolex should stay with, you know, not necessarily more is better. Just keep it simple, where everyone can wear it. It's not going to be such a eye-catching kind of thing.
Yeah. Didn't you like the new Stella reissues, which are bright and eye-catching? The new coloured OPs.
Yeah, well, that's like the actual dial. I'm saying like the dial design, not necessarily the color.
Yeah,
like the numbers are busy. Far too busy.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Not so good. Okay, right, we've got 7-ish minutes left. We can run through. We've got a few last ones.
Has multiple watches, works in the watch industry, cannot tell time.
No, my for some reason my laptop is always 2 minutes fast. It's different. I'm gonna whiz through mine very, very quickly then. Probably another controversial one, the same as Sam, but my disappointing choice has to be the Oris Aqua Estate, the Caliber 400, which is their new in-house movement, which I think is incredible. It is incredible. I love the watch. I do. My disappointment lies in the fact that they have this brand new in-house movement. It's spectacular. And they put it in a watch that is literally a carbon copy of every other watch they've already brought out. They did nothing special with the actual watch itself. Yeah, agreed.
They didn't pick a new color or a new bezel or a slightly different design or a new, something different to make this piece feel unique to, new movement, new watch. It's like, they've just put new, like, fancy batteries in an old watch.
No, agree. I think we sort of said before, it'd be nice if you spotted it out in the wild and there'll be something on the dial that makes you go, that's the new Caliber 401. Like Tudor and the ETA changing the movements, change the self-winding on the Tudor, and I mean,
look how cute it is. Like,
it's cool.
Like, the movement's so cool, and they've done really, really well, and then they just, I don't know, and so anticlimactic for me.
I agree.
Really disappointing.
Agreed. Actually, they put it in the new car brochure as well, and there's nothing really. It's a new limited different edition, so it does look different. But there's nothing on the dial that hints that it's a new Caliber either.
Weird.
Maybe they need to shake up the design a little bit. They just need to shake it up a little bit somehow. They just need to shake it up.
Yeah. Or like the Breitling when it's got the in-house caliber, the date disc is a different font. So yeah, just something that you can recognise when you're looking at it.
Yeah, because if you gave me two watches, you're like, oh, pick out the new one. I'm like, no idea, couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
exactly, which is disappointing and sad.
Yeah,
because it's an amazing achievement for them.
Anyway, that's the thing. You want to be like,
Are you going to continue the Breitling?
No, sorry,
Spanner
in the works. It's on slightly different. Where you gone? Oh no, it's gone slow. It's having a moment again. No, you're fine. Don't worry. Why would do this? I will get it loaded up here. So I again probably controversial Basel release. Here we go. Let me just get this ready. 2 years ago, I guess it was. The year where all the ugly watches coming out. So this is the Audemars Piguet Code 1159. Come on. There we go.
It's loading like a spider.
There we go. AP, what were you thinking with this? Just a design. Okay,
looks like a bike chain.
Yeah.
It's the dial reminds me of an Emporio Money watch. Just no thought about the design. It's just skinny hands. The numerals on the non-chronograph version, the numerals are just really fat and ugly and just not nice. Did a little bit of research on it. When it went out to press for photographs, they were told not to take any front. The photographers were told not to take any front on photographs of the watch. AP kind of knew that.
Oof.
Why would you bring out a watch that I don't understand when you're such an established company who are known for their quality and their, sleek designs? Why would you bring out a piece that you didn't want photographed from every single angle possible?
Yeah, I don't know how they got it so wrong. Can I scroll across here? I mean, they're like, the back. Yeah, it's just. I think it's a dial mainly. Well, I'm a bit. Obviously, they wanted to bring out something new and different, but there's no historical link back to AP of the past. So they're like well known for their Royal Oak. They want to do something completely different, which it is, but I feel that it should be a nod to something from their past. Not really.
If we're going to do something like this and charge £43,000 for it, you might want to incorporate some form of history.
Yeah, I mean that's just so basic, isn't it? It's just not very nice. The only saving grace I think is the I can do this. The case, the lugs, I think are interesting. That wise, again there. Oh, it's just. I say you don't like the numerals. Look at they're just ugly numerals, aren't they? The hands. It's illegible as well. It's not exactly easy to tell the time.
I think the colour choices.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah.
I don't think the colour choices were the best.
Yeah.
It's just a bit.
Is that a different colour on the sides as well? Is that rose gold on the sides?
Actually, that's not. It's not a one that I kind of meant to bring up really. Wrong photos, but that's almost a saving grace. And I actually saw one really in person. Yeah, from there. So maybe it's a dial. It did. I mean, it didn't go down very well when it was released. And I feel like AP knew that it probably wasn't the best. It's a bit of a Friday afternoon job.
Yeah,
just like that, the way it's all like put together with like a cool weird sandwich thing looks great from from the back. But I think that front's really boring. But it's not even. And then I also think the chronograph one, with the multiple subdials, that's too busy for the hands that they're giving it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, the hands
can't
are too
read
skinny.
anything.
Yeah. Do I have any other notes on it? Yeah, it reminds me of a fashion watch, and not. I mean, that dial's a little bit nicer. It's this chronograph. And that was what they brought out first of all, which is kind of flat black dial chronograph. And it's just it reminds me of a fashion watch.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Mark Wheeler said it looks like a Seiko Astron.
Yeah. But, okay, right, that's my rant over. Sam, your last one?
Yes, my last one. This is kind of just purely aesthetic, but it's the Omega Seamaster 300 meter. It's the 2538-2000. It's the GMT. It's the bezel for me. That's it. And the sticking of how the crown sticks out a little much. I just don't. The numbers are so large. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where you'll be in a situation and be like, I don't know, who knows what these numbers say. It's just a little bit too much. I don't love I think kind of going back of how we want simplicity and how, we can make that look good. I really don't like the markers on them. They're just really, they don't have any dimension to them. They're just kind of printed on the dial. I just don't love that. I like the pop of the red of the GMT hand. That's awesome. But it's just too much. It's too big. I do like the case, the shape of it. It has some really cool, I don't even know what shape this is, but it has those really nice angles on the case. So it's not just like a circular regular case, has some dimension to it. But yeah, I just feel like it's just a little flat. And unnecessarily big.
I feel like it looks like someone had drafted it. So in pencil, someone had just drafted it, and they forgot to put color or texture in it.
Yeah.
And they're just like, this is obviously, this person's gone off sick. Obviously, this is the final design. We'll make that. And
it does look
finished.
Drawn on. Yeah, there's no dimension to it. I think if they did do the same shapes and added actual dimension to it, it might have looked a bit better.
Yeah. I think like moving on from that, like Bark and Jack's, if you're going to go like White Dial Seamaster, the latest version, the Bark and Jack version, now we call it now, is that's growing like growing on me quite a bit. I think I'm more afraid to see it.
Yeah, I guess.
Jack effect.
Yep.
Yeah, that one just looks completely unfinished.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a no. It's a no for me. It's a disappointment.
It's the Amiga coloring book version.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because of obviously other Seamasters I actually do like. I showed it last week that look really good, and the bezel isn't as chunky and big, or the numbers themselves aren't that chunky and big, so it doesn't make it look kind of out of proportion almost. So not all. No, I don't hate all Seamasters, but this one just doesn't do for me.
Not so much. Yeah. That makes sense. Right. Okay. So we're kind of right at our hour. As always, it flies by, doesn't it?
Yeah, it always does.
I just want to very quickly go back because this is hilarious. So the Audemars Piguet, someone commented and said it's the AP Michael Kors.
Ooh. Yes.
It is.
Facts.
That's what I was actually trying to find earlier, like what brand it was that was trying to remind me of, but I think that's it.
Yeah.
Just, it was a sad day for the watch industry when that came out. But I wonder what we're going to see this year that's going to be our controversial,
We'll have to remember what we put this year, what we wrote down this year, and then have a look again next year. And compare. Like, actually, were they quite as bad as our selection from this
Yeah.
year.
What was the worst year for watches? The biggest failures.
Yeah.
I wonder if any brands held back watches that they were going to release last year, and they've kind of kept them
Possibly.
in there.
I could see why they might be hesitant.
Amiga tried to.
Sorry, do you see the meme of Daniel Craig with an age filter thing on here?
Yes. I love that.
Daniel Craig when No Time to Die finally gets released.
Poor guy.
Yep.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
bless.
Right.
Yeah.
Anywho, I guess we should do the usual. I was thinking this earlier. Should we have like halfway through? Should we do like now? If you could like the video now before people start filtering it off. Yeah.
You know
usual.
you know the deal, people.
Come on. You're gonna like it. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Comment.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram.
Share.
Yeah.
Time
Share with your friends,
friends.
and obviously they can catch up whenever. They can go back and catch from the very beginning if they really want to.
Oh God.
How many? I don't even know how many episodes we are in now. Actually, just enjoying it. I'm sure we can count.
Yeah. Going all right. Going all right. Yeah, wonderful. And then we'll be back next week. We'll work out a theme. Got a few up our sleeve. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah. So we'll put up a little status, and if you have submissions for your disappointment watches.
Yeah. Actually, I had some great one on Instagram. Might be a bit late to run through them. Let me have a quick look. So we had the Cartier Crash, which I thought was quite good.
Yeah.
Patek Calatrava. Oh no.
Didn't I have that one last week? It's like a good watch.
No.
Like someone listened and went, no.
What Declan said, the 5711.
Yeah,
that's one of those that you're a bit like, what's the fuss about? And then when you see it in person, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I am one of these people that think it's overrated. I sort of see it as not a statement piece, like a look at me, look what I have piece.
Yeah,
and they get it for the knowledge that it's really expensive and it's really sought after, and not for the love of the actual watch and the mechanics of things. It's a status. That's it. It's a status watch.
Yeah.
So I think I'd need to get hands on with one and really delve into it if I was going to appreciate it a bit more.
Yeah. There's a lot of dislike for right. So there's a Milgauss, Yachtmaster, Cellini. There's some others. What were the others?
A lot of mixed bags. A lot of people with mixed reviews about certain Rolex.
Yeah. Dave, A Visual Sound, if you're still watching, he didn't like Ricky's Tudor Black Shield. Yeah, no, interesting answers, I think. So comment them down below as well.
We'll be sharing them on our Instagram.
Yeah.
Time of the week.
Cool. Right, should we give them a little wave goodbye, and I'll
yes. See you all next week.
See you later.
Bye guys.
Bye guys.